But what is critical that I have been able to raise there is that the fund is not very feasible. The fact that there are other funds, competing funds like Women Fund, Youth Fund, there's now, the more talked about is now the Hustler Fund. Unless they are feasible, people will forget them. And people also intend to think that this fund is political. That's another issue that we have to deal with, because the patrons are the members of parliament. This is a fund that is supposed to help people at the lowest level, women groups, and so on, so long as they are registered, so that they are able to improve their standard of living. Because of lack of visibility and lack of awareness, we have up to 1.6 billion shillings which is lying idle. It's not being borrowed, and it is there to help our people. And there are other areas where the fund is very feasible, like the Hustler Fund. If the money continues to be idle there, we will move it to Hustler Fund, because that is the most active fund. That onset, over 20 million people were able to apply for it. As we talk now, there are 15 constituencies that money is lying. They have no committees. No committees have been formed by the patron as required in the regulation, so the money is there. So these patrons are now denying their people to access funds. So I will plead with the patrons who I don't want to name them now, but I will give them a month. If they don't name committees that will vet the groups for them to access the funds, then we'll name them that as members of parliament, they are denying their people money that could change their lives. So 15 constituencies, 1.6 lying idle, and I will plead with the people or the groups who have been able to benefit from these funds that they make sure they refund the money in accordance with the agreement of borrowing, so that other Kenyans can also benefit from the same fund. Our team is here, and I think this internal interior, they call it Ngao, is a very effective tool. The institutions must use these officers to make sure that they sensitize wananchi, and if wananchi are aware of the funds, they will borrow, and they are aware why they are borrowing, and that they are aware that they must pay back. Using the same structure, we will be able to improve in the efficiency of the operation of the fund.
So far, we've lent out close to 57 billion to about 24 million Kenyans, and close to 46 billion. So I say 57 billion, not million, and 46 billion has been repaid. Repayment rate right now for those who are repaying, it's almost 79%, those who are repaying. But of course, we have those group of people who had borrowed once or twice at the beginning of the fund when we launched the first 2 months, and they decided they're not going to pay. But what we want to sound to them is that so this is about your behavior. We are nurturing your behavior. So if you do not repay and build up your credit rating, then it means you're locking yourself outside the credit market.
This fund is available to serve them, and we want to encourage them to just come up in groups and apply for these funds, because these funds are available. As the CS has mentioned again, that there are some funds which are lying idle, and we do not want to see this happen. So we are encouraging the youths to take up initiative and take up this fund to start their own businesses, which will be a source of livelihood for them and also help them to provide employment for other people.